In 1967, filmmakers Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin videotaped one of the most famous cryptid sightings in history. The film shows a female Bigfoot walking across Bluff Creek in Northern California. The footage has been analyzed extensively for decades and has never been proven to be a hoax. Shot in the Six River National Forest, the footage has become iconic, with many images and art depicting the famous look-back pose that occurred. Over the years, Northern California and Oregon are thought to be hotspots for Bigfoot activity, with many reported sightings and even more reports of vocalizations. In this episode, we will explore a sighting that was reported to the Bigfoot Research Organization in 2005. The event occurred in 2003 when a California Air Force officer stationed nearby was driving through Humboldt Redwood National Park in an attempt to find a secluded fishing spot on a nearby river. As he was driving down the road in the afternoon, the man began driving slower and looking for a good spot to fish. It was a cloudy day with rain coming and going. Then suddenly, something shot across the road in front of his car. The man almost hit it with his car as he was searching for a fishing spot and didn't have his eyes on the road. The beast was huge, at least 7 feet tall and 350 pounds. The man did see it from the backside, but it was clear to him it was no bear. It had long arms, a huge hairy back, and massive traps that seemed to show it either had a very short neck or no neck at all. He thought initially it was a person. The man would eventually turn around after he drove by it and come back to investigate. The beast was long gone, but he would find massive footprints around 15 inches long, and the prints were around 3 inches wider than his footprint. Less than 1 month later, the witness would head back out to the same area for more fishing. This time he parked his car and set out on foot to fish the river. He tried a few spots, but with the water moving so fast, he needed to look for another place to fish. He began heading upriver, walking and looking for a new fishing hole. After around 45 minutes, the man had walked around 2 miles. He then spotted something on the rocks on the side of the river. The man got closer, around 75 yards, and used the trees on the river to hide himself. The closer he got, the more he realized the creature wasn't a human or bear, and that it was whatever animal had run in front of his car. The man was an avid outdoorsman and had never seen anything like it. The beast was kneeling down and then stood up. The man said the creature was around 7.5 feet tall and over 400 pounds. It had reddish-brown fur, and its arms extended down to its knees. It would turn and see the fishermen. The two locked eyes, and both were trying to size up one another. They locked eyes for only a few seconds, and then the creature got spooked by something and ran into the thick brush. The man noted the creature was really fast, and it wasn't obvious just what had spooked it. The man, when seeing how fast it moved, dropped his fishing pole and ran to his car as fast as possible. While the individual who reported the event didn't want to use his name, the BFRO did correspond with the man and found him to be credible. In fact, it was given the best classification, Class A, from the BFRO. Typically, Class A reports are considered quite credible. Did this person, though, actually see a Sasquatch? It appears more likely than not he did. The man waited for 2 years to report the event, but in 2003, he was deployed overseas and couldn't get around to making the report. With both sightings, he described what many other witnesses report. The size is consistent with other Sasquatch sightings, as well as the fur. It seems there were only 2 other things the man could have possibly saw. One is a bear walking on its hind legs. However, we know bears typically only stand on their hind legs when looking for food or about to fight. In addition, they certainly can't run fast on their hind legs. A second possibility is that he saw a deer on its hind legs. Deer do get on their hind legs, but it's tough to imagine that one could confuse a deer for being over 400 pounds. Deer are slender, and an experienced outdoorsman would almost certainly know what a deer looks like on its hind legs. Some theorize that Sasquatches are actually extraterrestrial or interdimensional in nature. This is why they disappear so fast, and we've never found a corpse. This is certainly a possibility as to what Bigfoot could be. Over the years, there's been many other types of Bigfoot evidence found to suggest these creatures could exist. Many have reported hearing things like vocalizations and tree knocking. There's also been discoveries of large footprints deep in the woods. Castings have been done on the footprints, and even fur has been found. Unfortunately, the Bigfoot community is still waiting on the smoking gun piece of proof that they need. It's going to be harder than maybe ever to get it, though. Any type of video or photographic evidence will be ruled as a deep fake. Many say we need to find a corpse, but this seems like it's going to be easier said than done.